India, a land of varied religions, cultures, and languages inhabited by people from the very onset of Indus Valley civilization. What we know is India is the second most populated country in the world. But what we don't know is India has the largest written constitution of the world with 444 articles divided into 22 parts with 12 schedules and 124 amendments. Legislature and lawmakers have already prepared and enacted the laws for the people of the nation. But the ultimate responsibility lies with the political party governing the nation. Have they been effective? That's the reason we are here to talk. My name is Dhairya Patel, and rather than talking about the people who are involved in politics, let's have a raw analysis and an overview of Indian politics. When India became the Republic of India in 1950, our first Prime Minister Sri Jawaharlal Nehru and his party, the Indian National Congress, came into power. It's been 70 years now, and parties like Janata Dal and Bahujan Samajwadi Party has contributed their governance to our nation. The efforts of all the parties have been remarkable and cannot be ever neglected. Let's talk about the post-2000 era. Our country is going through political degradation. What is political degradation? When the people of the country are not served right. When there is a feeling of dissatisfaction among the people regarding the strategies and laws which are being taken or which are being taken place by the government of the country. Then there is a feeling of a distress among the people that their needs and rights will not be catered properly. There occurs political degradation. Tedious and rigid law. The GST law, which was initially prepared in 2006, was finally implemented in 2017. So it took a time of 11 years just to implement a law. Although the core infrastructure and the whole plan was already prepared, no political party makes an effort in making the people aware of the country's laws. Funding for the parties. Now this has been the most controversial topics in the history of India. Where do the parties get the funds from? The corporate companies were allowed earlier to donate an amount of maximum 7.5% of their current profits. But in the Finance Act of 2017, that limit was eliminated. Now what is the accountability? Corruption. Common people like us during or going through a law process has to somewhat compromise due to the wearisome and tedious processes through which we have to go through. But the wealthy class of people bribe the government officials and eventually increase the disparities among the rich and poor. Criminalization, where we have encountered that many mainstream criminals and high-end criminals are being backed up by one or the other political parties. They have the support of those parties. Well, now if we talk about democracy, it should be transparent. But what I think is the quote says right. If you want to change the world, start from your own bed. So I ask you a question. That before claiming the rights from the government, are we as a citizen of our country abiding by all the duties as an ideal citizen should? No, I don't want patriots. I want people who are aware of the nation and have a feeling of oneness towards their nation. When the parties would start quarreling and have a healthy competition among them, start improving each other, when the people of the nation will stop criticizing and blaming the government, but work in their own fields, improving each other, I have no doubt that we could find the wisdom of APJ Abdul Kalam and the courage of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel just among us again. Jai Hind.